In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about exploits and reversing as it applies to Macintosh OS X or OS 10, which is the latest version of the Mac operating system. In previous videos, we discussed different kinds of overflows, and we said the standard overflow that we would talk about is a stack buffer overflow. Now, in the case of the Mac, it's very similar to what you would expect with Windows, but there's one notable difference. For the Mac operating system, the stack is not executable. That means that I can't take my shell code and overflow it into the stack. You might recall from a previous video, we did an exercise where we said, let's determine the address of something else on the stack, figure out where to overwrite the return address, and point to just past it to our shell code. And things are not quite as simple for the Mac. We will see how you can overcome these things, however, in future videos. As you might expect as well, you can overflow the heap in a Mac. It's essentially the same as Windows. Again, in future videos, we will go into various differences between these two operating systems and how they allocate memory on the stack. The net of it is that it is essentially the same between those two operating systems. They just have a slightly different method for allocating memory. But we'll talk about those methods in a future video. Another favorite vulnerability, format string bugs. Format string bugs are a problem with the actual C libraries underlying all of the programs and the operating system components, etc. And actually, it's not really so much a problem with those components. It's a problem with how those components are used by developers, and developers not properly checking for certain things or being a little bit lazy. So we will talk about that as well in future videos. What we're saying here is that if you have a Mac and you're trying to do some reverse engineering and exploits on the Mac, it's essentially the same, just slightly different.